Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Obscuria Filmcast, where we discuss all kinds of cult classics and obscure films and films that we love and some of us don't love. Some of you might like, some of you might hate, some of you might feel very strongly about it one way or the other. Today we have a new genre. Wow, it's loud over there, Sean. Okay, we
Is
have
that Batman?
Hi, Batman.
Did Batman make that noise?
We have an unexamined genre. We are on about our 11th. I believe this is our 11th episode, and we have yet to do a musical or a children's movie. And this is both a musical and a kids movie. I don't know if it was geared towards adolescents or people who are anticipating that they were about to become adolescents. But this movie is called Zombies. It's a Disney movie, and it is brought to you by none other than our illustrious Judy Mayer. So, without further ado, Judy, tell us why you picked this movie, and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Zombies is a 2018 film made by Disney, and it's made for television. Fun fact, it played 8 times the opening weekend on, I guess, the Disney Channel, and it had 10 million views, 2 million just in the first screening of it. And there has subsequently been, sorry, I got like a hair in my mouth, Zombies 2 that came out in 2020, and there is currently Zombies 3 coming out in 2022 in February.
Amazing.
So Zombies is, it's based on a story called Zombies and Cheerleaders, which they actually did a pilot for in 2012, also made by Disney, but it never aired, and it got pushed into just Zombies, the movie, in 2018. It is basically a story about a town called Seabrook, I think, Seabrook. And there's an energy source that's in the town, and in a factory, there's an explosion. Somebody spills their, I think it was green soda.
Lime soda.
Lime soda. Yeah, green soda. I know it's green. They spilled the soda, and there was a big explosion, and half of the town became brain-eating zombies. So they basically put all the zombies in.
It was a nuclear explosion, correct? Or do they not
No, it
specify?
was a soda factory explosion. It was a lime soda factory explosion.
Oh,
It was a nuclear.
It wasn't nuclear.
yeah, it was a nuclear.
Somebody spilled lime soda.
It was
That's what
some teenager working in the nuclear factory spilled his lime soda on.
Well, I thought it was a lime soda
All
factory.
right, let's
Okay.
continue though
All
with the
right,
storylines. Fantastic plot. Okay, so half the town becomes brain-eating zombies, and then they basically build their perfect little world. So Seabrook is now 2 parts. There's like the ghetto zombies who, and then there's the perfect, everything is ideal, and they only wear blue and pink, and everybody looks perfect, and they're all cheerleaders and football players. So stereotypical, but it's fun anyway. And then there's basically the scary zombies who are then controlled by the town through their Z-bands. And the premise of the movie is that there are 2 main characters, the romantic lead, it's also a romance, you could say. Where zombie meets cheerleader, and they're scared of each other. And then they fall in love.
Like the Sharks and the Jets, basically. Like in West Side Story.
And zombies.
Yeah.
And
Or
so
Romeo and Juliet.
They
Or
have
Fiddler on the Roof. It's a long tradition in
It's
musical.
like School Ties.
Yeah.
1991 School Ties.
All right, let Judy finish.
So they have to, so they meet and they fall in love, but they know that like this is unspoken. Like the zombies are finally allowed in the basement of the school. We can talk about discriminating. But anyway, and then there's this whole fear of like, oh my God, the zombies, they're gonna eat us. They can't exist. So basically it becomes this whole, how do we get along with people who are different from us? And the cheerleaders go after the zombies, and it becomes like a little battle. You have your little plot twist, and how can Zed and Addison, discover? And meanwhile, Addison has a secret that she really has like platinum blonde hair, and they've always made her wear a wig so she can fit in with everybody, because nobody's allowed to be different in this part of town. Okay, so she's always been, so then she has this moment where she takes off her wig because she's so tired of how they're mistreating the zombies. She's
And she looks like
sick
Debbie
about it,
Harry.
and my
That's the
4-year-old
rebellion.
Yeah, she looks like Billy Idol's girlfriend.
and then by the end, I don't know if I want to spoil the ending for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
No, I
Believe
guess
me, everybody knows the ending.
If you've seen
Go right
Little
ahead.
Miss Sunshine and you've seen musicals, you probably can put two and two together.
Everyone
this
knows
is
the
pretty
ending.
much the only film so far that isn't really spoilable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay.
Like
it's-
that.
Yeah.
So I think we can,
No,
Okay.
it
basically
turns out the zombie was gay the whole time. I'm kidding. That wasn't the ending. Because they go ahead, Judy. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. They have to learn how to get along and how to show everybody that like zombies aren't bad, and they shouldn't be mean to them, and they need to let them in and accept their differences, blah blah blah. And then at the end they all dance together in Zombie Town because now the
This-
gates are open.
Not
they're
just in the end.
they're like celebrating the civil rights revolution.
Yes, pretty much.
together.
And there's a lesson in here,
Yeah.
kids. The lesson is if you rebel, after you're done rebelling, you have to dance to the same steps as the rest of the town. It always
Right.
goes back to conservatism.
If you
Not-
can't dance in sequence, we
You have
don't
to
want you.
dance the same steps, always. Even after you rebel. There's
5,
a new
6, 7,
dance,
8.
but everyone
That's how it goes.
the steps. Sorry.
If you can't hit that plie, get out of here.
And I mean, a fun fact is that in Zombies 2, right,
Oh,
the werewolves come.
I know. Can I just say?
Yeah.
I didn't like this movie.
Big
It's like
surprise.
I
I'm shocked.
felt that no, Judy, I felt like you owed me $8, which was the cost to watch it. Then I got into it. I saw it with Sarah, so whatever else. Then I got so into it, I was going to watch Zombies 2, and then I saw it had werewolves, and then I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that Twilight thing. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Dude,
But
Twilight's is vampires
third
and
one's
werewolves. There's
alien.
no zombies in
with
Twilight.
Twilight, it's like Edward versus Robert Pattinson. What were the two names? Jacob and Edward?
Cullen,
Judy.
I think so.
Never
Cullen's-
watched a single episode of that in my life,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
was
don't-
like 5 movies.
I saw one.
or movie, or whatever the hell.
I'll just tell you this. Watch it. I didn't like the movie. It was the thing that Disney does, and they have a think tank called the Imagineers that are smarter than the CIA. I swear to Christ. They can do things where it relaxes your unconscious mind to a point that it's
Can I ask a question?
it's like
the
it's like a,
CIA, like before last month, or the CIA after
Always.
last month? Always. Okay.
always.
The Afghan
And-
people might differ with you, but that's okay.
No, the CIA, it's all planned. It's all planned out. But it's the way that they like did my mind, and the movie narratively was so front loaded. It was a little. I was almost insulted because there was a lot of talking to the camera. This is a Z-band. This is where I am. This is what happened. They had two front loads. They had the cartoon where they explained the situation. Then they had where Zoe was talking to where Zed was talking to the camera. And I don't like how his name is Zed or Addison. I don't like that name either.
They had 3
Talking
front
into the-
loads then, because
into- yeah.
she was doing
With the
it too.
Z-bands and all that stuff. It made me
Zombies
want to
all have
watch
Z
Zack
names.
Attack.
There's a
No,
reason
it's
to
like
that.
Saved by the Bell. It's like Saved by the Bell, but I wanted Zack Attack, the musical. Not Zed. And I have 4 pages of notes. The chair was a shopping cart in the beginning. His chair in the beginning was a shopping
They
cart.
can't call him Zach. There's a reason why they can't call him Zach. Because then Max Brooks could sue because they're called the Zach in World War Z. They call them the
Okay.
Zach, like Charlie.
Okay, it's just
That's a bit of a stretch.
I think that's a lawsuit. It's a settlement.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess the ending at 5 minutes 21 seconds. I guess the ending at 5 minutes 20. I knew exactly how it was going to end at 5 minutes 21 seconds in.
It's a musical, dude.
Of course, bro. Come on, man.
Of course
Right,
you knew it.
I'm just saying. I wrote it down. What?
Okay.
Everybody knows how a movie's gonna end 5 minutes before it ends because it's ending.
Not always. not
That's the
reindeer
thing.
games.
I remember in 1977, I didn't know that Han Solo was gonna come out of nowhere, but I was 6, so.
Oh, okay.
And that's exactly who this is for, because I did look up some reviews online of what people thought about it, because it's mixed, right? And it seems, so in my opinion, as the mother of a 4.5-year-old who is planning her 5-year birthday to be a zombies party, right? This is a movie for like ages 4, 5 to 10. Because all the kids who wrote about it, who are like preteens, were like, oh, it's tacky, it's lame. You know, I figured out the parents who have children who are like 8, that seems to be the sweet spot. And I'll just say for me, I was introduced to the movie with my daughter, with my nephew, who I think was 7 at the time. And I remember watching one scene and I was like, are you serious? This is maybe what Sean's talking about, where I was like, oh my God, the acting is terrible. This is terrible. Who made this? And my sister's like, they love it. They like love this movie. He's watched it.
So
all
they
these
knew
times.
exactly what they were doing. That was what was perplexing to me.
Mhm.
I've never seen, there's something sort of strange about a movie about high school aged kids that is not written for high school aged kids. It's not even written for kids who are about to be in high school.
Do you remember how you wanted to be like a high school kid? You wanted to be one of the big kids when you were like 4 to 8? Because that's why it's like that.
Yeah,
There are
but
movies
I
like
get
that.
it. I get it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of other. You're saying there's others like that. I'm unaware.
Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell is like that.
Saved by the Bell was appealing to me when I was like 11 years old, 10 years old. I wouldn't have been probably watching that when I was 4 or 5.
No, with Saved by the Bell, their competition was Saturday morning cartoons. They played that right after, the cartoons ended. So it was like that. It was like cartoony, and
Well, that's
and,
one of the
but
things
I do see your point.
I think, okay, it was obvious to me by the things that they didn't do in this
Mhm.
show that it was not geared towards anyone over the age of 13.
Yeah, they never kissed.
Because they never kissed. That was the one thing. And I
Yeah.
was like really glad, because I was like, okay, this is for little children. I'm glad that they're just showing normal familial style affection. Like they're not getting, they didn't show anything beyond what you typically see with like brother and sister or mother and daughter. You know what I mean?
It was like nobody goes to the bathroom. It's like you don't see any of these characters going.
There's no song "I'm Gonna Go to Second Base" on Addison by the Zombie,
which is cool because
but they don't even have a kiss on the cheek or anything.
It's like how little kids like
hugging.
Grease and adults see Grease, and it freaks them out how sexual Grease is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's none of that in this. Grease is a good example of a movie that little kids like love and teenagers love, and then adults go back to it and go, wait, the whole point is she loses her virginity and now she's cool? Like,
no, she changes for him in Grease. She changes for him. That's not a, so
right, by becoming,
slutty, trashy.
A trashy chick.
You could be trashy and not slutty. So yeah, she was
right.
trashy. But a couple things. Zed's green hair varies in green a lot. Like,
well, that was
like
implicit.
shot to shot.
No, that was implicit. He was like trying to fit into.
No, I think it was more like a makeup thing.
What?
I thought his makeup was inconsistent.
It's a continuity or lighting thing. I don't know, like whether they're using a dye or a wash.
I think
if I made that movie, I would make them all dye their hair.
Yeah,
but
I did like the no zombies. Now, when I say that, in this high school, there's discrimination against zombies, so people spray paint NO zombies. Then a clever zombie, the one who really can't speak in sentences, put a K and a W at the beginning and end of no. So it's no as in NOW zombies.
KNOW.
That's what I said. All right.
Again,
okay.
we have the tape to prove it.
Thank you, Abram.
Yes.
Yes. I think that's the type of Imagineer think tank that they got right in this. And the talking to the camera, I just noted it kind of makes things personal, because even in like the late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of that stuff. In The Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox, with Christian Slater did a movie called Cuffs. There was talking to the camera too, and there was like other instances. American Psycho, I think they talked to the camera. Forget.
Do you know the first movie where someone talks directly to the camera is, supposedly?
No.
Richard III. Olivier's Richard III. And then Michael Caine watched that for Alfie. And then it became completely normal in film.
Alfie, yeah.
Alfie. In Alfie. But in Alfie, he's copying Laurence Olivier and Richard III.
That's cool.
That's not a lot of people know that.
Like talking to the camera really makes it personal, and you kind of got to know these characters. Also, who's Zed's female friend?
Zoe.
Zoe. I loved her earrings. Did you see her earrings? They had like wiring, and they tied it to a knot. No, she had great earrings. Like somebody thought of like, she's a zombie. Her earrings need to be pieces of trash.
Yeah, I was like, they make them.
But done together, where it's beautiful. I thought that, and she was good. If anybody stood out in this, it was her. She was brilliant. She was the best actor out of.
She's the anarchist, right?
Too.
Yeah.
She was the girl with the computer.
Okay, yeah, her first number, well, the first time she sings, I'm like, how many years is this after Hamilton? Like her first number is like a Hamilton tribute, because it's all about revolution.
Wait,
and it's hip hop. It's bad.
It would have been after, I would think.
It's after Hamilton, but by how many years?
Well, it was probably made in 2017 because it came out in 2018.
Hamilton's like 2012.
And Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton's like 20 during the Obama administration, right?
Oh wait, no. Book of Mormon is 2012. So Hamilton is like 2016.
It came out before that. It came out before Trump was elected.
Yeah, because Pence got lectured when he went to go see
Yeah.
Hamilton.
It was in theaters, so yeah, 2015, 20.
And Disney owns Hamilton, right? It premiered on the Disney Channel. So if they want to study it as much as they can, they can.
One quick question. Zed's friend with the earrings, her name is Zoe?
I think so.
I think the kid is named, the sister is Zoe.
The sister is Zoe.
Oh, the sisters. I was about to say, because Zoe's
Eliza.
Kylie Russell. There she is.
Eliza.
Do you guys remember what the stuffed animal's name is?
What?
No.
I don't remember. It was something unusual.
Wait, which stuffed animal?
The little girl's
her little Zoe's stuffed
dog. It's like Xander or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Did she get the real dog at the end of this one?
Yeah. She gets the real dog at the end.
Because zombies can't have dogs. There's a lot of rules. that pertain to certain minorities specifically, which is kind of funny that Disney made this movie, considering their history when Walt was alive. There's a lot of mocking Walt in this movie.
Here's a question, Judy.
Yeah.
So in Seabrook, there's a wall separating the zombies and the normal people. What's the point of having a zombie wall if you could just drive around it?
I'm not sure where the well, because I thought that the wall was they're like center town.
Yeah, it's the center of town. It divides the west side of town.
They never leave town, just like they never go to the bathroom.
Also, you shouldn't be asking questions about the plot that a 4-year-old wouldn't ask.
Oh, you're right. It's like he's late for class.
Judy, I'm curious though. The first time your daughter saw this movie and you had the scenes where the zombies are going out of control, did she freak out at all?
No.
Did she get scared?
I think that depends on the age too, because this is just fascinating for me. When my daughter first saw it, I think she was 3 at the time. And that was when her favorite movie was Coraline. I don't know if you guys have seen Coraline.
Wait. At 3 years old, her favorite movie was Coraline.
Coraline, when she was 2, it was Coco, right? And then she does like The Nightmare Before Christmas. She likes all those, movies. But then as she got older, she started to get scared. Like when we watched Coraline, she was like, "This is kind of scary,
I
Mom."
was about to say that's a scary movie for
It's a scare. So I think it depends on the development of the child. So when she first saw it, like it just didn't scare her. She just thought, I think the way that they do it is like, it's really not that scary. Maybe if she had seen it when she was a little bit older, because my neighbor's daughter, because my daughter always talks about it, and they dance to the music because I have all the albums now. This is like my life, you guys. When she first saw it, she was a little bit like, oh, so they just now watch the music videos. They don't actually watch the movie. So I think it depends on what age the child is when they first see it. I do think that 4 is like a little bit on the younger side. Like we wouldn't have gone to watch this movie if it wasn't with my 7-year-old nephew.
Okay.
That's the age.
But I think it is developmental, because I used to watch a certain zombie movie, which I won't mention because it's really good and you shouldn't show it to a 3-year-old. And I used to watch it with Shane, and he thought it was hysterical.
Yeah.
It's a Pittsburgh zombie movie for those who are watching.
No, it's so like it's so basic. It's so basic. There are layers that just happen because it's so simple. Kind of like when Zed asked to have his zombie band messed with. It reminded me of like he was asking for drugs. Like, hey, can you just do a little bit?
Because it's like a teenage 50s movie where everything is like in code.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I like to code.
It's all about
the kids
50s, that 50s mentality.
Yeah, I know, but the kids don't know the link to that significance. I guess they're going to know it later on in life, but it's just so weird because in the beginning they're just teaching children discrimination. These people are different. You shouldn't like them at all, and this is like why. And that's just what like kind of like bugged me out. Even the principal was like mean.
Mm-hmm.
He was breaking like federal laws the way she was.
Don't you remember when you used to watch Star Trek episodes and the racism was just blatant? The writing was it's like, he has white on one side of his face. I have black on that side of my.
That was
like,
a political
racists don't
statement.
Talk like that in real life.
That was a political statement, though. But yeah, I can see it.
But it becomes funny. Those movies become funny.
Yeah, it just kind of concerned me.
Like I watch.
I don't think they see it that way. I think it's the whole asking for the arm button is that he just wants to be normal to win the girl.
No, I thought.
I guess you could see drugs, but like I don't.
I think
he
wanted to miss.
20 times.
All right.
In Superman, Clark's father tells him he can't use his powers when he plays football. Right. That's a comic book thing. So it's more on that kind of thing. Like it's unfair to use your powers, even though in real life athletes are genetically superior, and just watch the Olympics. But
it's like I think
that way.
Zed wanted to get his band messed with because he wanted to join the football team. They were discriminating against him, saying no. Then at the pep rally, Zed accidentally slipped on his Z band. It like malfunctioned, and he got enraged. He had super.
When he gets enraged, did you hear the sound effect that he makes?
No, I forget.
Okay, because Disney owns Marvel. It's the Lou Ferrigno from the Hulk.
Was it?
Yep.
And as Addison was spinning in the air,
Ferrigno.
they were going to
Wait, you can copyright that? Like
yes, R2D2 is copyrighted.
Yes, that's Lou Ferrigno. He gets a residual. It's in his contract in the Screen Actors Guild. If you use Lou Ferrigno's likeness, which includes his voice, that's copyrighted. But Disney owns that now. Disney owns all of Marvel.
Okay.
So they're not stealing. They can put Star Wars effects in a movie too.
Wow.
They own Muppets.
Yeah, that R2D2.
They own Marvel. They own Star Wars. What else do they own? They own Pixar, right?
They own Star Trek.
Well, that's that reminds me of the South Park episodes where they have the little Mickey Mouse, evil Mickey Mouse.
Oh God, that was so funny with the Jonas Brothers. Oh, I thought we had a problem. Do we have a problem? Yeah.
He's
Do
just
we have
like
a problem? No, I thought we had a problem. That really was.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I just thought it was just like, and let me just say the dancing thing, because the thing. So in this movie, Zed does dances at the zombie place, and he brings Addison to have their pseudo date, and they were doing like a dancing thing, and Zed did this thing. Here, I'll demonstrate with Batman. He does this thing where he's dancing, then he jumps up in the air, bounces off the floor on his back, and then stands right back up and dances again. And I think I figured out, I didn't know how they did it. I think I did because I rewound it and stuff, because he did it 4 times. But there was only once that they showed the whole thing without cutting. So I think that one time they used CGI, and then the other times they did, they just did trick editing just so it seemed like he did that whole thing. But that was nuts.
I'll tell you what, I think that may be possible, that's what they did and whatever. I don't think they used any stunt people for the main characters. All these main characters, that other jock guy or weird
Bucky,
cheerleader guy,
he was good. I like Bucky.
He was doing real backflips. These guys are all trained theatrical dancers. And they're definitely none of them are great at anything, but they're really good at a lot of things.
When you think about how hard it is to get kids to concentrate and follow in dance without quitting.
Yeah.
The kids that get to this age who can dance like that.
Oh, it's amazing.
And
sing and act.
It reminded me of the Beach Boys early days with the evil dad as the manager. And
because all their parents are those evil dads.
I know, but it's not perfect. Do it again.
When you teach acting to little kids, you're afraid of the parents of these kids. You're terrified of them.
Because they register their children as corporations or something.
They're not that savvy, but they really want their kids to get.
They're like Joe Jackson.
Like
They're like the Jackson 5's parents.
Exactly like the Jackson 5 parents.
I'd be terrified of those people because they're terrifying.
I just think so Zed's real name is Milo Manheim. I don't think that's his real name. Bucky is Trevor Torgman.
Why do you think Milo Manheim? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that name?
He's a nice Jewish boy from.
That's what I'm saying.
From Los Angeles.
It's the man. Yeah, but the Milo. That's not a Jewish name.
I thought his first name was something longer, and then his stage.
His name is probably
Milo Jehoas.
It's probably David
Manheimer, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it was probably
Manheim.
Yeah.
Milo is not that unusual of a name, and Mannheim is just with one M is a typical Jewish spelling of a German name.
Yeah.
If he wasn't Jewish, it would probably have two M's.
Oh, his mom is actress Cameron Manheim, and
his mom is Cameron Manheim.
You don't even know who that is, do you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes,
I know Cameron Manheim.
His dad.
I thought you were making it up.
Jeffrey.
No, she was on the.
Cameron Manheim is married to a model. Go, Cameron.
Wait, no, Cameron Manheim was in the Practice.
Oh my God, that's his mom.
Cameron Manheim was on
The Practice.
Yeah.
And Person of Interest.
And she was also the new boss.
Okay, so this is why this kid is the way he is. I mean, probably he showed some talent at a young age, and he was like, "Mommy, I want to be an actor like you. I want to be." And they
Mommy,
just
you don't
they
pay
just
any
got him.
attention to me unless I rehearse lines with you.
I don't know if it was even that. He probably just wanted to do it, and he probably just had nice, supportive parents, and they got him connected him with all the people that you need to connect with to learn how to dance, to learn how to. And he's also a musician. It says in his I was reading in his Wikipedia, he plays drums or something, and he's in a band.
Plays guitar, drums, piano, ukulele, and several wind instruments.
Yeah, he's clearly well above average intelligence. Very, all the stars align for him.
I guess it's a shame because I like Milo. I never liked Cameron. I'm sorry, Milo.
You don't like Cameron Manheim?
Never did. No, I don't like her.
Why
I
do I
don't- I
not
like
know
the
that
monologue.
this woman?
You
I don't
do
like the
know
monologue.
who
I
she
think
is.
she's
Look
one
her up
note.
on IMDb. You've seen her in a
No,
lot
I'm
of
looking
stuff.
at it. I'm just trying to see what I've seen her in.
She's one note. I don't like her earrings because she wears them
like
for
her
every
earrings.
role.
She was in The Ghost Whisperer. I think that's what I remember her from.
Cameron Manheim. I'm
Most.
sorry, Milo. I was hoping Milo and I could be buds, but
What, you don't like his mom?
I don't like
Jeffrey
her.
Dahmer? What is wrong
That's
with you? Don't
just
like her
discrimination,
earrings?
just like
She
the
did a
movie.
movie. She did a movie, and it was one of the worst monologues I ever heard in my life. I was angry.
But
I
what
was
about the
angry.
earrings, Sean? What about
I don't like the earrings either. No, if you're gonna play a
safe.
different role, change your earrings.
Girls,
Maybe how about this? Maybe
Girls,
not a ponytail.
next
one.
week we're going to tell you what earrings to wear around Sean if you want to
No,
disappear.
every role she does, she has the same distinct earrings
Mm-hmm.
and the
Distinctive.
same
What about
ponytail.
parting her hair right in the middle? Do you like that? When girls part their hair
Fine,
right in the
or
middle,
get a cut
Sean?
or do it curly, something. Get away.
Okay.
Anything.
I just want to
We're
know.
professional.
It's like Buffalo Bill here.
This
It rubs
guy's
the
like
lotion on itself, Cameron, or it gets the hose.
this guy's like the straight eye for the queer guy over here.
I was really surprised
There's a
because I
little
like
Bundy
Milo.
too. There's a little
Yeah,
Bundy going
Mixed
on
with
here.
the little Bundy, yeah.
Little son of Sam.
And not Al Bundy.
Not Al Bundy. No, not like, you know what you should do? You should kill your wife and marry your daughter. Not that psycho killer, Al Bundy, the psycho killer. Ted Bundy, the charming, good looking.
I just one last thing about zombies. I did like how they put a hyphen in between each letter. That was
Because it's
pretty
Cheers. Because it's Cheers.
Two, it seemed like a Tim Burton movie, but also it was a little creepier than Tim Burton. It was like this high school was in a Stephen King town. It was like
Yes.
Stephen King was around.
Stephen King talks about that specifically in his book Dance Macabre. He talks about how he's influenced by the movies of the 50s and how it looks like the Nazis just left the American town and got rid of everyone except the kid who's going to get killed first. He likes those movies and he's influenced by them. This movie is absolutely in the tradition of I Married a Teenage Martian or any, like it's not really in the tradition of like Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that.
Oh, can I just say one last thing about the cultural significance of the Z-Band?
Yeah.
He was instructed to swipe right.
Right.
Swiping left.
Never left.
Back.
Like Tinder.
So if
Like
it's
Tinder.
Tinder's your rejection is the left. So it's like, come on, kids, swipe right, kids. Swipe right. I didn't like that. They're messing with you. Oh, and this is just like how I said in my previous episode when I did what happens in Vegas. It was how entertainment. That's what I was talking about in the beginning. Like they do all these things that really eases into your mind and gets implanted because your cognitive defense mechanisms are relaxed.
You like films like Vegas where it makes you think really hard, right?
No, I just like no. It's no. No. I'm saying they did it well. If like this subversion thing, they did it well, and that's cool.
It's interesting that you say that word. Within the first 15 minutes, I thought this might be the most subversive film I've ever seen.
But it didn't really turn out to be.
No, it didn't turn out to be. But the fact that they're working for Disney and Disney wanted to design towns like that around Epcot Center when he first moved out to Florida, where they're like Disney, was a big racist. Disney sent an autographed Snow White to Uncle Adolf.
Yeah, they were all.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Like
him and Henry Ford too.
There was aspects of the like gate with the steel iron zombie land thing that sort of remind me of
the camps,
Auschwitz, and all that.
Yeah.
And the wall that Trump built, maybe too, and the wall between.
It could be anything, I guess.
It could be a lot of wall. But did you catch what really got me thinking was? He says we have to wear these like jumpers with a Z on it, but we make it cool, like all zombies, and they're not allowed to have dogs, right? Zombies aren't allowed to have dogs, and when they say to his friend, he says to his friend, the girl that we all like, revolution or rebellion, I can't remember what he says, isn't the zombie way.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like,
the reality is that it isn't the zombie way, and I'll tell you why. Because no society, no human society would tolerate a zombie population and figure out how to tame them and come up with some technology and a ban they could put on them.
Yeah.
These zombies should be the most grateful zombies in the history of zombies. that the humans didn't just annihilate them.
yeah,
Like they
they
should.
are
The
the
idea
most
that they have
grateful
to.
zombies.
The
They
way-
keep saying that.
Yeah.
Well, things are getting better. Well, things are getting. They are very conservative zombies.
They should
These
learn to
zombies,
stay in the
let me tell you,
basement.
these zombies should be like the Jews are on Passover when they say Dayenu. You know, if you had only let us out of Egypt, but you know, you only given one plague, then that would have been enough. If you had let us out of Egypt and you had given the plagues, but you didn't give us food to sustain us in Egypt, there would have been enough. You know, I mean, these zombies, if there ever are zombies, it's kill or be killed. You're not going to figure out how to save these things and then try to
Walking Dead.
integrate them into the schools. That's
Well,
not
don't
going
they
to.
do like all the working like the factories and stuff? Like
Oh yeah, they have
The
shitty
father-
jobs, but
the
they give them
father did.
jobs.
Oh, you didn't kill us and you put us to work in slave camps. Thank you. You know, that
He was
should
a
be the
janitor.
It's
response.
like Trump. When Trump said about slavery, he's like, they had jobs, they got fed.
He didn't say.
Yes, he
He
did.
said that about what?
About slaves, about
When?
slavery.
No,
And it was a
when?
job. They got
When?
fed
When did he? Where and when did
I
he
don't
say
know
that?
about that.
during his
Send me the
presidency.
clip.
No,
Send me the
if he
clip.
said that
He
during
said
his
it. Text me the
presidency, I
clip.
would have heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I
Text
don't
me the
believe it.
clip.
I want
All
to.
right.
That's a clip I want to see.
Okay.
Give me
Find
20
it.
bucks if you text me that clip.
All right. If
20
it
bucks.
exists, let's put it on. If I'm wrong, just type
Okay,
in
here-
Seth is wrong.
Here's a question. So the cheerleaders were noticing that Zed was getting more popular.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to do some sabotage. They saw Eliza with her computer and they take it to mess with, to see what they could see. And then they finally messed with the Z-band. But those cheerleaders had that laptop for like 10 minutes of the movie. And you saw Eliza several times in that 10 minutes. Why didn't she notice her laptop was missing?
Have you ever lost a laptop? Or
You asked
a cell
another.
phone?
No,
You asked another
never.
question that a
Not
4-year-old
once.
would never ask.
Not once.
All right. I lose my.
I
I
still
lose
have my same
glasses.
incense holder when I was
Where are my
12.
glasses? Like
On your face.
So excited
My-
to see that at the game.
What, Judy?
It's called
Yeah.
suspension of disbelief, Sean. You should
All
know
right, I'm
something
just
about
saying, no,
that.
if
You
you're
went to
gonna
SUNY.
make a world,
You have a master's degree in playwriting.
If you have
Suspension of
if
disbelief.
you're gonna make a world, stick to it. That's all I'm saying.
There are a lot of things like that in this movie.
Mm.
Like, for example, Bucky. His whole plot
love
line
him.
doesn't make any sense to me.
I
Like,
love him.
Like 1 minute that scene where like stand up and it's like it's a duet with her and Bucky, but like as if like he's got feelings for her or something, but he doesn't.
It's weird because he's the antagonist.
When
He's
Bucky
the antagonist,
prays his
but then
idols, like
What?
he's Sparrow. That's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life in a children's film.
Wait, what?
What?
When Bucky gets down on his knees and prays to his trophies,
Oh yeah, yeah.
like he's like Yul Brenner in like the greatest story ever told, or whatever version. Which was Yul Brenner as Pharaoh, as Ramesses,
The
and
road.
Charlton Heston as
Greatest
Moses.
story was Max
No,
von
that
Sydow.
was
The Ten Commandments.
is that what
It
it
was
was
Mo-
called? The Ten
I
Commandments?
think it's called the Ten Commandments
Oh, that's Charlton Heston as
Yeah.
Moses.
as Moses. Sorry,
Cecil B. DeMille. Yeah, no, it's
But
Yeah.
wait, isn't that the same one that Yul Brenner is Pharaoh?
it's Yul
in?
Brenner as Ramesses.
Yeah. Okay.
And but I'm saying like Yul Brenner comes from a musical tradition of The King and I, and if you watch what that kid is doing, he's walking around like this, which is
I know.
exactly what Yul Brenner
Yeah.
used to do. And
Yeah.
Yul Brenner does it as Pharaoh too. When he jumps down like that in front of his idols, his golden idols, and prays, that something bad happens to the zombies, I was just like, oh my God, this is an awesome movie.
It worked. It worked.
I didn't
Hey,
even think of that.
Yeah.
This movie was so kind of just like psychotic and surreal and childish that I couldn't like I almost couldn't follow it. Like I couldn't follow like I don't know. I didn't really tap into all the nuances. Like I don't know. Everything, all the behavior just seems so weird in it. The way they move because it's a musical. I'm not
Yeah.
used to watching musicals on a TV screen.
Yeah.
Like that.
You gotta really like musicals to appreciate this movie. And you gotta like children's TV. There's a lot of things that like, it's an obscure movie. Like there's a lot of there's a lot of genre smashing in this movie.
It is.
And a lot of theft.
Actually,
And a lot of
as
that.
you say that, let me just say this. This movie has elements of Teen Wolf from 1985,
Mm.
School Ties from 1991, which is a great film, some kind of Wonderful and or Pretty in Pink, but more some kind of Wonderful from 87, Little Miss Sunshine.
I got
from
that written
05,
down. I got mine down too. So
And-
far, that's
and Thriller. I was just saying,
Right.
I saw a lot
Thriller
of
was the
School
biggest
Ties.
one for me. That
Thriller.
Michael
I
Jackson.
saw a lot of School Ties in this.
okay. So this is what I got down.
Okay.
Buffy, specifically the
Oh,
musical
yeah.
episode. Okay, which was a movie first. Hamilton, which they own.
The rapping.
The
music.
producers in Young Frankenstein by Mel Brooks. Specifically the putting on the Ritz, Young Frankenstein, and that his friend is afraid of fire, the big dumb zombie.
Yeah.
He's afraid of fire, which is a Young Frankenstein, James Whale Frankenstein thing.
Putting on
Rebel
the
Without a
Ritz.
Cause, West Side Story, most Bollywood movies, which is probably why it's cleaning
That's
up.
what it was. That's what this reminded me of.
It
A
shows
Bollywood
you
movie.
how much influence Bollywood movies now have
Yeah,
on
they're-
an international scale.
They make a lot of money.
Make a lot of money.
That's a big country.
It's a
It
big
is
country.
largest democracy in the world.
It's not
Mean
really
Girls.
a country, but
Yeah,
I used
it's
to
a
work at it.
country.
I mean, it's an empire with like, there's more
Loads of different
languages there
If
than
we're a country, they're a country too.
I'm not denigrating them. They're
Yeah.
like 5 times. They're like 3 times the size of us. We could never.
Yeah.
You know.
But only
Yeah,
2% of them, invested in Bitcoin during COVID. I found out today. So
2% of all Indians invested in Bitcoin.
Only
That's a
2% of
lot.
Indians have money. Only 2%
60%
of Indians have money.
60% of Americans did, supposedly, according to Pushti.
I don't
She told
believe
me
it.
that.
That's what
what she told
Pushti
me
told
this
you.
morning. That's what the Indian News is reporting.
Yeah.
Let me just say, so in the end, when Addison takes off her wig, I laughed hysterically. I
Because she's just a
laughed.
hot blonde girl. She's just a
Well,
hot
yeah.
blonde girl.
And
But that's
I
Grease.
rewound it because I wanted to see it again.
They
But
made.
so that's Grease.
How did they make her look so much freakier than you would think? Like, she really. They made her look like.
Yeah.
You've
The way
been
they shot
conditioned to think that
It's
a
like-
punky haircut is freakish.
She looked like a doll. It was a doll. They did the foundation all the way down to the neck and stuff. She
Yeah.
looked like a doll. Yeah.
But
It's
they made,
freaky.
and the exact length. They you know that somebody was talking like, no, it should be right here, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
a
They
centimeter
had a meeting
higher.
about it.
Centimeter.
That's cool.
Make it a millimeter higher on one side, and then have her make one eye go a little bigger than the other one, and just make her look really weird, so that when everybody starts calling her a freak, it'll be that much more powerful.
That's what I like about it. And if you don't do what Abrams says, if he's your boss at Disney, you'd be fired and replaced. Even Sarah was like, those are dangerous moves all the dancers are doing. What's going on? I'm saying they got to do it. The replacements are right off screen in the same costume. If they don't hit it, they're gone. Bring
Musical
somebody new.
tradition.
They probably shot this movie really quickly, and then spent a lot of time editing.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me give my rest of my influences list.
yeah, sure.
Bollywood movies, Mean Girls, which became a musical on Broadway now. This is a stretch. The song Plastic People by Frank Zappa, which influenced the revolution in, was it Romania or Hungary? under
Romania.
Romania, right?
I don't know.
Under
I'm making
Havel?
that up. I'm
I
making
think it
it up.
was, which had Tito? Romania, right?
Yes.
And which was the one country that Zappa flew to during the first Bush administration?
I think it was Romania, and then
Yeah.
they wanted to like make him a politician there or something.
And they said, and James Baker said, you can either do business with Frank Zappa or with the United States of America. And Václav Havel was like, I'm sorry.
God bless Frank Zappa.
But there was a song
God
called
bless him.
Plastic People that
Plastic
was
people.
very influential in the
Oh
revolution.
baby, now you're such a
Gotta
drag.
go. Did you notice the stolen line from Titanic?
Which stolen line?
There's a stolen line from Titanic. Did you
Uh,
notice?
I've only seen snippets of that movie. I couldn't be
I've
Me
seen
bothered.
too. I never thought of it.
Remember what they say when they're at the end of Titanic, when they're at the front of the ship?
No.
So this is where we first met, or something like that. Like there's a specific line. I can't remember what this is.
They used. See, they linked it from Titanic because they're trying to plug into the.
Yeah, they
world
want you
after
to-
Titanic. Yeah.
Yeah, they want you to think back to Titanic. And then I already wrote down that they took the Hulk. I wrote down Little Miss and they own the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno. So I hope he got paid for that. And
He's a
oh,
talent.
and also there's a long tradition of a musical number even before Hamilton. It's in Jesus Christ Superstar. It's the Simon Zealot song. There's always a character who's like, no, we're gonna rebel. In most modern musicals. It's like, we're gonna fight.
like Riff in West Side Story.
Like Riff in West Side Story. There's always that character. So I think they did.
Adam in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
I don't know Seven Brides for Seven. You obviously like musicals more than me, Ted Bundy.
No, man. I watch all genres. You know, because Martin Scorsese said Seven Brides for Seven Brothers was one of his favorite films. So I figured, you know what?
If Marty likes it, if Marty likes it, it must be good.
Watch it once. They
Yeah,
knew what they were
watch it
doing.
once. I'll watch it.
Even
watch
My
it.
Fair Lady, they really knew what they were doing. In My Fair Lady, Lady
My
won
Fair
Best
Lady.
Picture, Director, and Actor, so I wanted to see it. You know,
I didn't
Yeah,
think
My Fair
that's.
Lady.
I didn't
And her
think.
name is Eliza in My Fair Lady. Just
I
saying.
didn't. I didn't think that Seth and Sean would be so enthusiastic and energetic about. I mean,
I'm open to things, you know.
I mean,
I'm just
you
excited
hate it.
for
You hate it, Sean,
show.
but you love it.
Do you know what I wish? I
It's
wish
very
the
well
director
done.
of this movie directed the Vegas movie. I want to know what would have happened if this director directed the
What happened
Vegas
to
movie.
Vegas from our previous
It would.
episode.
It would have been way raunchier.
It would have
Yeah,
been
that's a good
more
point.
technically precise, I think, though. It would have known, it would have, I mean, I don't know. But I mean, and you know what I loved in this movie? I loved a lot of the performances in this movie. The football coach
Oh yeah.
is the
That black
biggest,
guy. What's
that-
his name? Oh my God, he was good. He was good.
he's hysterical. He lives in his parents' basement.
And he
Yeah.
wants his
Divorced.
wife back.
He wants his wife back. Remember how when you
The
were
ice
a kid-
cream cart.
Jonathan. His name is Jonathan Langdon. I'm
What'd you
looking.
say,
him up.
Judy?
Jonathan Langdon, this goes out to you because when I was a kid, I thought the biggest losers were gym teachers, and you owned up to that mythology in the funniest way I've ever seen.
That's
He always-
true.
He started.
Underachievers, gym
He was
teachers.
he was really the heart and soul of this movie.
Yeah, he was good. He started in 2014 and he has at least 50 credits. Oh my
Wow.
God. Like this guy, it's like 5 or 6 a year. Easily. No,
Do you think he plays a gym teacher in like many other?
I think he's probably never played a gym teacher. He doesn't
And-
look like someone who is getting
No.
cast as a gym
But-
teacher.
in
Maybe an
Christmas
umpire.
Inheritance?
Maybe.
In Christmas Inheritance, he was the bus driver.
Okay, I see
Actually,
that.
there's probably a lot of bit parts, like when they need someone to come in and be able to carry a scene through. You know, depending on who you cast in, it might not go that well.
He played a parking cop in his first
Yeah, he plays guys like with no names.
off-
right. Office worker.
bellboy. I mean, he does have names, but
Has he
yeah.
played the boy in tan khakis though? Has he been with Bill Sage?
He has
Has he
in
ever-
Fat Camp.
No.
He did a short called Fat Camp.
I was, when was Fat Camp? I have a Fat Camp story.
Fat
I
Camp was 2015. That's when he was in Fat
Wasn't
Camp.
there a Fat Camp in the 90s though? I think I auditioned for Fat Camp.
Oh, there goes my light.
I
Did
think I
you?
auditioned for, I think I did way before 2015. I think there was definitely a kids going to a Fat Camp movie in the 90s that I auditioned for.
There would be a
Heavyweights.
movie like that in the 90s.
Heavyweights.
Heavyweights. I auditioned for Heavyweights.
That was a good movie. That was a Ben.
Was it?
Yeah, that was Ben Stiller.
I know I saw it when it came out, but I don't remember it.
It was good. It was good. It was good. The one thing I like about Zombies 2 is Bucky. He stuck to his convictions.
Oh wait, you went and saw the second one?
No.
Just said
And then-
Zombies too.
Did I?
I think you should watch Zombies too. I think you'll like
When
it.
you said Zombies 2, did you mean Zombies also?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I meant. I meant
Okay.
200.
They say this is the beginning of turning into a serial killer. You start having problems with
No.
grammatical things like
I
that.
want to be a jerk, but now
the earrings.
No. And yeah, and the beard comb. I think you're actually turning into a zombie serial killer.
Maybe.
Actually, guys, I got a prop, and I want to do a little not a line from a movie, and I want to see if anybody here can guess it. Okay.
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 This is a doubloon, so a pirate coin. You go.
Is that the line? This is a doubloon?
No. Ready?
Oh.
Action. 1632. What's that from?
American Treasure.
One last thing.
The
One last thing. I'll do
Nicolas
it. I'll do
Cage.
another one. He has the
Nicolas Cage
doubloon,
movie, right?
and he goes like this: "The lighthouse, the rock, and the cabin all match the doubloon." What's that from?
Is it a Nicolas Cage movie?
No,
Okay. Is it a Johnny Depp movie?
no.
Is it a pirate movie?
God, there are pirates in the end. The Goonies,
Oh, yeah.
1632. I paid $3 for this thing at a gift shop, so I wanted to use it. Sorry, guys.
Is that the coin from the Goonies?
Guesses correctly that was the
No.
Goonies. They can have
The
that.
coin from the
doubloon.
Goonies has holes in it because it matches up from a certain perspective with a lighthouse, the rock, and the thing. So he knows they're going in the right direction. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to.
No, it was great.
I figured
I,
people would get it.
I love
They
these
want
non
as much
sequiturs.
footage of you going insane so we can turn it over to the FBI and say,
I
well,
love
do
this
you
guy.
win and go viral?
I've been
with
playing with this thing
people.
all day. Man. But yeah, so yeah, I do appreciate genres. I love rom-coms. I love horror. I love thrillers. I love family dramas. I love all that. Even slashers. I appreciate. You know, I made sure to watch the whole Elm Street series, the Friday the 13th series. I watched because I just, you know, there's just
Watch every Scream.
Is there a
Yes.
reason why
Scream
you
4 is
mentioned
awesome.
the Thrashers last? Is that you trying to tell us something?
well, no, they're like the lowest grade type of genre, and it's a subgenre of horror too. Meaning, I just don't. I like it all. I like it all, and so I could appreciate the thought and expertise that they put into this. I did think about it, like in my mind, just a little bit because it was so pastel. Even it was kind of cool. It kind of subverted your expectations because when Zed was really messing with the zombie band, you thought he would go nuts because it was right after his attack. But he had to go meet Addison's parents, so he was, you know, doing it, blah blah blah, and then hard cuts. Then you see him at Addison's house, and he's wearing a pink suit, all looking great. They didn't put any foundation on him, so he had peach skin and blah blah blah. And that's when she turned the tables on him and said, "Zed, I like you for who you are. What are you doing? Blah blah blah." You can't make her happy.
Am I so old that I'm the only one who remembers that preppies dressed in pink and green and the football team is all pink and green? The Shrimps.
No, the shrimps. I wrote that down to the mascot. Was the
But
shrimp.
it's the theme of this movie is pink and green, and that's
well,
what.
the theme of the movie is pastel colors.
Yeah.
But
And,
pink
like-
and green specifically were the
Yeah.
most conformist preppies at my school.
Right.
Pink and green.
Burgundy. Seth, it's called Burgundy.
Also, it sort of had a little bit of a Wizard of Oz element to it with the coloration
The
and
green, yeah.
No, it was cool, and I did like how things like Tim Burton and other things, and around Halloween, Walmart has all their decorations, and other stores like this, like Halloween-esque thing. But there's no with all the colors and items like weirdo spiders and pumpkins and dumb ghosts that smile at you and things. I always dig that stuff.
yeah.
Tim
At the
Burton
end of the
started
day,
it.
though, at the end of the day, I really want to see Ralph Bakshi redo this one.
It's not gonna happen.
But this movie could be done so many different ways.
The cops being Ralph Bakshi cops when they round up Addison. All
Yeah.
right, now, little lady, what do you want to
Billy
do with her,
Clump.
Ralph? I don't know. You want to feel her up? Nobody's gonna know about Ralph. You gotta put these zombie kids in line.
Ain't that right, sweetheart?
And then there would be a song about feeling up Addison, even though you're a zombie.
I just can't help
Oh,
myself.
wait. Jonathan Langdon was in The Girlfriend Experience. Do you guys know what
Interesting.
that's about?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
I
I've
know
seen
the
it.
Girlfriend Experience.
It's
He's in
Soderbergh,
The
right?
Girlfriend
That's
Experience.
Soderbergh
Yeah.
with Sasha Grey.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
listen-
terrible movie.
Well,
Terrible.
no, it's a pornography with a story, and
There's no
in
porn.
that.
It's not really a pornography. There's nothing in that movie,
There's-
Girlfriend.
The only scene I remember is the one
sexy.
with the Hasidic Jew where she's
When-
hugging,
yeah.
just like
Hugging him and he's
hugging
like
her
shaking.
naked, and he's having. I guess I don't know.
But it's all sex scenes. The Girlfriend Experience.
I remember a lot of
There's
scenes
no
where
sex.
she was jealous, talking to her boyfriend about how she was jealous of a new girl. I remember a lot of things were not sexy about the Girlfriend Experience.
No, it was a very dry sort of like just wannabe artsy film. I don't know.
Wait,
It didn't say
Langston,
anything.
Jonathan Langdon he's in the Stephen King series Nosferatu. He's in
Nosferatu.
yeah,
That's
he's
not
in
out
a
yet,
lot of
right?
episodes. He's in all 11 episodes.
Nosferatu. There's another one that's been done to death. I mean, how
There's
many
a
of those have
Nosferatu
they made?
tribute in this movie, by the way.
That's why
When he goes behind, when he does the shadow puppet behind the screen, that's a Nosferatu.
Oh, I don't
reference.
remember that.
He takes her down to the basement and he sings with her. And at
Oh,
some point
that, yeah.
during the song, he goes behind the screen and there's a shadow behind the screen. And it's the Nosferatu shadow as best as he can do for having the director probably tell him the night before that Disney wants the Nosferatu.
Yeah,
I
this,
just
this
think
movie
it's
really
crazy.
packed on all those different themes.
It's like I can appreciate it that I'm not a kid because I know what Disney does, and they're going to have a military soon, and they're making stuff like this, and I could just see how they get everything in line and whatever and like whatever else. It's like Apple computers, you know. It's like there's a veneer, but behind it's a meat grinder, you know, and it eats up your soul. That's what I really got out of it. That's what kind of made it really creepy.
Here's my prediction soon, people. You won't be able to get a shot unless it's a Disney shot. Vaccines by Disney.
You can't say
Yeah.
you can't say schmack schmeens on here.
Okay.
They're gonna start their own university. I
Oh, we
bet.
can't say vaccines. Okay.
You can say
I'll
schmack
shut you down.
schmeen. No, I
Schmack
don't know.
schmeen.
We're not big. We don't have
Disney
enough
schmack
followers.
schmeens.
It doesn't matter.
We don't
But
have any followers.
they
that
get
really-
flagged for
We
that
have
stuff.
31.
Well, did
They
you
know
see that
all
if
their
you're
names.
at 37, actually, we have
Oh,
37
we
and
have
38.
37 now. All right.
37
cool.
or 38, because I ask people to sign up in front of me all the time, and I think we're at almost 39.
All right.
But
So I got everything out that I needed to get out. Judy, do you have anything to
Oh,
add?
I'm just glad. So it's funny, after you guys picked the movie and then I went to bed, I was like, oh no, what did I do? I don't know.
I said the same thing.
I was like,
I
and then
was
I told
saying
my
that
husband
too.
about it because he's seen the movie like 20 times too. And he was
Oh
like,
God, bless his heart.
ruined that whole show. And I like that show. I'm gonna call the
Mm-hmm.
guys, don't do that movie. And I was like, yeah, but it might be great because they'll like hate it. you know, and so I'm just glad you guys don't hate me for picking that and putting you through that movie. But I will say I just find it interesting for people who are watching. If you do, I would say watch the movie twice. Just because the first experience that I had was like, what is going on? And then it's like, you know, what Sean was talking about. Like then later it's like I'm like dancing, like singing the words. I'm like, oh, this is my favorite part when like Bucky jumps to the thing. You know, it's like you just sort of get like when you let go, you know, I'm with my kids and they're watching it. It's just like fun, you know, and also as a parent, it doesn't have anything in the movie. Like there might be some things that are, you know, subconscious, but there's nothing that is overtly like, oh, we need to have a conversation about that, or like, oh, she asked a question about that, you know, where I do see that in some other things. I don't think, and there's a lot of Disney movies where there's things that like go over the kid's head and dialogue and things like that, where they make the movie for the adults and for the kids. I really think that this movie is just definitely made more for that, you know, audience. But I think if you give it a shot, you can find, and you let go of this being like an amazing film that you're going to leave and be like thinking compelling thoughts about stuff like this. It's not it. It's just like, you just sit down and it's like going on like the lazy river. It's like, you're just okay, I'm going to have a good time.
Because it turns off your brain. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to get at, I guess. But they did a very good job.
It turns you into a zombie, Sean. It's supposed to do
This is a
that.
great movie where
Make you
the
feel like
parent.
a zombie.
This is a great movie where the parents can sort of like go into a trance,
Yeah.
like, and maybe even fall asleep a little bit,
Or
dozing
read
in and
a
out.
book. Read a book.
No, I'm saying even if you want to be with your kid and whatever, like, but you can kind of just sort of like vibe off of the pace and feel of it, like what you're saying, Sean, that it
Yeah.
sort of just, you know, there's nothing much to follow, you know, there's not a lot you have to pay attention to.
I did like Bucky. He was my favorite.
Yeah, and if you go to YouTube and you look at some of their, so Disney does these little like clips, I guess, that they play on the Disney Channel, or I don't know, whatever, but they'll have these cast members come in and like play games and do like little shows for kids. And so they'll do like little dance offs where they like improvise, and they all are, you know, skilled. But Bucky is he's very talented.
Well, Disney has a school, right? Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera.
They have the Mouseketeers. It's not.
You can't really call it a school.
But it became one, kind of.
I mean, essentially, for all intent, I mean, the school where the students get paid to be in the school because they're performing artists. It's more like, that's like saying Saturday Night Live is a school, and if you like graduate from that school, then you get to make movies and be a famous comedian.
All right.
Or funny comedian, even.
I say in the next 30 years, one of the kids in this movie will win an Academy Award.
No, I don't think
be Kylie Russell.
actors in any like other movies that were maybe not made for TV.
No, it'll take 30 years.
I think the kid who's the lead has a promising career ahead of him, and depending on whatever, I think Milo is going to be a successful, well-known entertainer. I don't know in what capacity, but he checks all the boxes, I think. You know
how kids sometimes disappear and then appear again with a role on like Saturday Night Live, or they go to college, you know, like the Blue's Clues kid came back this week.
The who?
I don't think.
Did he?
Blue's Clues. He did, yeah. It went viral, man. He came out of hiding.
Good for him. I heard he joined a band and he was going bald.
He's bald. He's very bald.
Yeah.
But other than that, he looks just like he used to.
Meaning, like he wasn't into heroin. He just was going bald, had his money, and wanted to do a band.
He went to college and he did other stuff. He talks about it. It went all over the web this week. But
all right. Does anyone else have any final thoughts?
I want to say that this movie does a tribute to a rare. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
My daughter picked this out, and then her friend, our neighbor, has the same shirt.
And you didn't wear it? You didn't wear it during this?
This is from Zombies 2, though. She has a makeover from the wolf.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I would.
Let me say this: Revenge of the Living Dead, which is not really at all a a Romero zombie film. It's not, but they somehow managed to use the title Revenge of the Living Dead. Is the first zombie movie where zombies eat brains. And it's not a great movie, but for some reason, that idea became a meme.
Yeah.
And people think zombies have always eaten brains.
Nope.
But it's not. It's just this one thing that comes from there.
Interesting.
And that's in this movie.
Yeah.
And,
I was really hoping we'd get to see that, but it's obviously.
There's a lot of zombie movies if you want.
Say this. I don't like the movie zombies with the hyphens in the letters, but I do like zombies as a concept. Walking Dead is one of my favorite shows, and I studied zombies a bunch. And it's just kind of cool how they repackage, reform zombies like they did with vampires. But now it's just kind of cool how they're doing. There's different types of zombies, ones that walk slow, ones that run, some are mad, some are dumb, whatever else. I just always think that's cool. And this is another aspect of a zombie that's such a meme now, as Seth said. It's almost, I don't want to say harmless, but it's made its way into the lexicon. And I just think that's kind of cool seeing one more example.
Nice.
Of zombies.
Remember when they started doing Abbott and Costello meets the werewolf, and Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, Costello meets the mummy? That's what this is a result. Like, this is at a point almost where you're like, the zombies are okay for children. They're like, you can do a zombie film and it means nothing. The horror of zombies means nothing to people anymore.
It's not scary. They do it where it's not scary. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
school is like being a zombie anyway.
All right, we're gonna wrap this one up now, and I'm gonna hand it back over to Seth to tell us what his ideas are for next week. Do you have a few things, or?
The movie I really want us to see is The Big Wednesday, directed by John Milius, right before Conan the Barbarian and right after he wrote the monologue in Jaws. This is his surfing movie that he made in 77, I think, or 78. And that's my big pitch, would be that. If we don't want to do that, then I got to go to the drawing board. What else did I say? I said some other stuff.
You said the Holy Mountain.
I'm not going to make people watch the Holy Mountain for 3 hours, because the first 45 minutes of Holy Mountain, unless we skip the first 45 minutes of Holy Mountain, because it's not that great. But then after that, you're on a run.
The rest is amazing. Okay.
It is amazing. It's like, it's amazing that it got made.
Wait, I have an idea. We can do the first one you mentioned, the John Milius, but I have a notepad from when we first started talking about this with a list of movies. I want to take the opportunity to run through them and see what.
Okay, run through them, and if there's something
I forgot,
and if something really jumps out, then we'll go with that.
I would do Wolfen, but I would do Wolfen, or the Howling made money. The Wolfen didn't.
That was the same time as the Howling. I think it was the same year.
It's the same year. It's the year. Yeah, it's the same year. And Rick Baker left Wolfen to go do American Werewolf. So that's why there's a similar thing in Rob Bottin's design in The Howling.
American Werewolf, was that 81 or 80?
Which one?
American Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf in London is 1984, 1983, and so is The Howling, and so is Wolfen.
No, Howling's 81, 82.
Okay. The same year.
Let me check.
Okay.
Let me check.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip the ones that I think are absolutely inappropriate.
Okay. I said Romeo's Bleeding is in there, by the way.
It is, yeah.
It is.
So Holy Mountain is in here. Existence, I don't know what that is.
Existence, like Cronenberg. We haven't done a Cronenberg yet.
Yeah, that's
Existence. Okay, Tron Legacy. Whose idea was that?
That was mine, baby.
I knew it. Communion. That's a good one.
I saw Communion.
Communion.
I don't know if I want to watch it again, but go ahead. I've seen it. You could get it. It's on Prime. I saw it because I wanted to watch it.
No one's seen The Big Wednesday. Like, no one has seen that movie.
Yeah, let's do that one then. There's a whole bunch.
Wednesday. Can we get the Big Wednesday? Sean, can you look up the Big Wednesday and see if it's available? While you're
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing it.
yeah.
That's Angel Heart.
Angel Heart.
Angel Heart made money, I think. I don't think Angel Heart can really be considered a obscure film.
It has, if it made money, it has to just be really like, it would have to be an older film that's like kind of obscure now.
You kind of need drugs to enjoy Angel Heart. Like Angel Heart's kind of a cult movie if you like it.
Wait, Angel Heart's the movie that I just saw with.
You just saw.
That's a real. That would be a good one to do. It's
Do
old
Angel
enough.
Heart. We
Make
could
it
do
Alan
Road
Park.
to
Oh, Angel.
Road to Wellsville. Road to Wellsville.
Road to Wellsville. Dana Carvey, Anthony Hopkins, Matthew Broderick. I forget who directed it.
John Cusack, Bridget Fonda.
Or
Let
wait,
me-
no, I'm
Let me
thinking
guess.
of-
Sean picked Shattered
Sheldon
Glass.
Hunter. No, that was me.
No.
That wasn't you.
That was Seth.
Who picked Shattered? I didn't never
Wasn't
pick
me.
Shattered Glass.
I didn't
No way.
say Shattered Glass.
I never picked Shattered Glass.
Judy.
No.
Maybe I did then.
All right.
I don't know why.
why.
All right. After Hours. is
That
in
was
there.
Seth.
After Hours is great. But
Yeah.
After Hours put Martin Scorsese back on the map, I think.
Yeah.
86.
It was
Definitely not.
successful, but I feel like if it's successful, but it's one of those movies that's old enough and weird enough that most people
I
haven't.
think
seen
you
it.
also watch After Hours and go, that's a Martin Scorsese film?
Exactly.
Yeah, comedy.
It's super weird.
And
Even
also
King of
that
Comedy.
Soho doesn't exist anymore.
I want to. I in the interest of making this more fun for me, I want to do the movie that Seth just mentioned because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these movies. That would
Which
be
Big
one?
Wednesday?
The Big Wednesday? We'll
Yeah.
do the Big Wednesday.
I do like Milius, and I've never seen The Big Wednesday. I just saw a documentary on Milius, and this is the one where
It's a great documentary. It's a
yeah,
great
it was
documentary.
really good. I do like his
Sad.
stuff because he surfed a lot. He surfed a lot.
Yeah,
There
and
was
then he
footage of him,
aimed his
this
surf-
big
it-
fat
it
guy
almost
on
killed
the
him.
thing.
It almost killed him that Big Wednesday didn't make money because he loved surfing so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to give that a shot because I know he loves it. So I want to see because I never expected him to be a surfer. I know they were surfing in Apocalypse Now, but come on.
That's why there is surfing in Apocalypse Now, dude.
Yeah, it's a good
That's
point.
why there is surfing in Apocalypse Now. And the
That's it.
opening of Big Wednesday, I'll save it. He liked it enough to steal it and put it in another movie.
So yeah, I'll do the Big
Okay.
Wednesday. I mean,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
Cool.
all
Big
which
Wednesday it is.
and it's available on Prime Video and
Okay.
also Vudu, which is spelled VUEU. So it's available on those from '78, and the budget was 11 million, and the box office was 4.5.
Well,
yeah.
there you go.
Gary Busey, nice. Jan Michael Vincent, I
And
saw
Michael
the
Vincent and
I saw
William
the
Cat.
Mechanic.
Believe
William
it or
Cat.
not,
From
I
House.
walk in on air, the greatest
No.
American hero.
From House. He did a movie called House in '86.
And you know who's in this? Robert Englund is the nerd.
Oh, is he? Oh, cool.
Amazing.
Freddy Krueger is the nerdy guy.
It'll be nice to see Robert Englund not as Freddy. That would be cool. He was in
On that note, I think we're gonna cut it here,
Okay.
and we can keep this party going if you guys
Yeah, we
want.
keep the party going.
All right, guys. Until next time. This is Obscuria Filmcast signing out.
Please click
I
and
like this movie
subscribe.
because I had to pay for it.
$8.
I mean, I
Click
made
and
it. I
subscribe.
liked it more. That's
And you
it
can watch
proves.
it over and over again.
I
All
own
right,
it,
guys.
It's the only way to get it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Like and subscribe, please. It helps us out a lot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.